Sounds a
So
little
get your
PG.
foundations out.
A little.
Remember, you want to start with a palette.
That's true. Hey, getting into character, featuring Macabre Derek, aka Jade the Wretched. So you know what? You come for the D&D, but you stay for the beauty tips. Oh, and there goes Norlai. Rip. So anyway, we have 4 of Yuns, and you know what? I think that's enough to get things going here. Lethality is kind of hanging out in chat, keeping an ear open. And so, yeah, don't worry, Lethality. If you want to come in and RP or you want to keep an ear open, that's fine. Otherwise, we'll get through this without you. There's going to be stuff and things, hopefully, for all of you to enjoy. Delving into it, well, we can get into our characters with a quick little, what are your thoughts or what are you doing? And then we will hit the road, very literally, as that's what pretty much you were doing. There was some side role play in Discord, and so I'll urge any of you who enjoy following along with the story, if you want to get this, the side story content in, you can hop down there and read it. Let's go with Mordecai. Mordecai, what's happening? Give us a little peek inside your noggin.
Well, since there isn't really a whole lot more to do here in Sanamphi, since Tibba's either not here or he's dead, the only thing that we can do is really leave Sanamphi, in the hopes that maybe there's obviously greater things happening here in Mesomaska. As much as we like Tibba, there isn't a whole lot we can do for him now. So I guess the only thing we can do is continue our mission to get this curse off of Bright and Jade, so that they can at least have the knowledge of knowing that they're no longer vampires. That would be nice. There may not be a whole lot of luck for me, but
we'll see.
We do what we can.
Yep. I guess speaking of Bright and Jade, we'll refer to them in alphabetical order. So B for Bright, at least in the common alphabet. I don't know how it is in Gnomish. How you doing? What's on your mind, Bright?
Well, I'm just glad to be back. So hi to all my fans. But I'm looking forward to hopefully getting the little crystal that's been stuck in Norlai for so long. Hopefully getting that out so that she can go back to being who she is. And I think it'll give us a clue to maybe what happened with Tibba, because I have kind of a theory that be encased in a crystal, and they might have made a fake Tibba, and they might be taking fake Tibba on a ship all the way over back to the Shadowhar Empire, and maybe they're going to train him as a bad guy and then bring him back and cause problems with the fake Tibba. And that's my theory. I don't know if it's right, but if we can get the crystal out of Norlai and find out what happens, then that will hopefully give us a clue. So that's all. Okay.
Then proceeding next, or in the Gnomish alphabet, I don't know. Maybe there's letters that aren't even really before or after. Maybe there's even letters that are sideways to each other. I'm not here to figure that out though, but I am here to talk to Jade. What's going on, Jade? Well said. Pardon. Said a little bit of tea, I guess. I went down the wrong
Stream.
Yeah.
You know what?
How often does it happen that the PC defeats kills the DM? You've seen a rare happenstance here, everyone. This doesn't happen. Yeah, there you go, Corey. Jade has murdered the DM.
That's how it starts. Yes, God is dead. That's true. That's true. Which god? Which one? I'm wondering. I'm wondering a lot. I've been in the back of the cart moving. I think I'm moving. There's a little bit of frustration. You see, the problem I'm running into just a little bit is reconciliation, stitching it all back together. There is a large hand, horns, music, playing, trying, crying, dying. That's what I remember. And drinking. My head hurts. Head hurts. Carve it out with a needle right behind the eyes. You know the pain. You know it. One too many days, and now I have to know. I have to know what I've done. I've killed them. I've killed him, and I never wanted this. No. And that is what's going to come back to haunt me and the others. And I can't let Mordecai know that fanged abomination. I have to be ready to thrust the wood through his heart, lop off the head of my friend, and don't use that word. And looking at me, Bright is looking at me, and why is Norlai looking at me?
Well, Norlai, why are you looking at Jade? Oh.
Oh,
there we go.
Darkness. I guess I didn't. I don't know. I wasn't looking at Jade. I think she's, she can't tell where I'm looking because I don't have pupils. So she probably just thinks I'm looking at her, but I'm not looking at her.
But are you looking at her?
No. Not.
All right. Well then, is there anything else you want to bring up, Norlai? Things going on in your world here?
Well, I really like the name Rainbow Rangers. Mordecai doesn't like it, but I think we should stick with that one. And Bright's saying we should do something about the crystal, but the crystal hasn't done anything, and I'm kind of nervous to do anything to it. But I guess it's what we should do. It's not normal, so.
Well, we did figure out that it's the reason that there's polymorph, more or less, on you right now.
Dun dun dun.
So, according to my identify, the baleful polymorph, and I don't mean to interrupt Awu's thing, but the baleful polymorph means that something was turned into. Usually you just turn something into like a little monkey or a little lizard or something fun like that. But sometimes you can, I guess, maybe turn something into a crystal. So my guess is that there's a creature, maybe a person, somebody stuck in Norlai, and I really think we should get them out. It might even, I have a kind of a hypothesis, but I hope it's not true. But I have a hypothesis that maybe this is not the real Norlai, and the real Norlai is in the crystal.
Ooh.
So,
No, I'm the real Norlai.
Does this mean we need to pen an eviction notice on her?
That's just what the real Norlai would say. Wait.
We wouldn't know. We never knew her. We never knew her.
So some plans were made. Mordecai, you went out to go sort of top off your blood supply at the local butcher's. A couple other errands. Any shopping, I believe we said was you could do it out of the book at the price. I know getting some money is a little bit of a tight thing for many of you. And when you were leaving, you very conveniently ran into DJ the Minotaur Bard, who was hauling a sleeping Jade in the back of his hay wagon. And he said that music is what soothed the heart of the beast, kind of a thing. Soothe the Savage Beast. And so I think it was about here that we had left off, going back, and you guys could fill in some of the RP gaps on the side, and you've done so. You've had a conversation about your team name and how appropriate it is, and the different cultural customs of gnomish naming conventions versus what just sounds cute to a teenage tiefling magical girl. And then to the practicalities of Mordecai, who has been traveling the land. He said he's gone through this phase, but you're not opposed to a name. You're kind of the middle ground here, but you want something that is that projects, not just sounds like kind of
Not campy.
Yeah, not campy. That campy was the word. That's right.
But what's wrong with campy? Because we're gonna be camping a lot. Because we won't be in town all the time.
That's not what that means.
And so we in the map of Mesomasca here, the party
does not own a dictionary.
Sorcerers don't need int to cast. We can just leave it at that.
Neither do bards, but
we are in Snam Phi, located up yonder, and the tentative plan, unless something drastic goes awry, is to head to the southwest and arrive in Greenshield. Am I still correct, or have we had any last minute reservations?
that sounds
I
right
don't
to
want to
me.
go home.
Home? What do you mean?
Jade is saying she wants to go home from the back of the cart.
Jade, you're awake? Guess not.
I think she's sleeping.
Mm.
Yep. And besides, that fly that was buzzing around her mouth had it coming.
Oh my.
A jade fly trap. So, if you had bought some supplies for the road ahead, you can load them in the back of the cart. One Minotaur is hauling this along. The cart will allow for, if you all have tired feet, a couple at a time. But along with, any supplies you wanted to bring, you were going to be hitting the road. Unless any of you somehow could afford a horse or a donkey or something.
I had a question about whether or not I can get some colored embroidery thread.
Thread, yes. Do you want like super nice silky thread, or what are you looking for?
Just something to add color to my cloak.
Sure. How are we talking Elvis jumpsuit kind of embroidery and sequins, or are you just talking like little things along the hems? Just thread? Okay. So, I don't know, we'll say thread would be, I don't know, we'll say a copper spool. And how much can you embroider with a spool? I don't know, but you know what? You're my PC, and I'm going to trust you to purchase enough that you think, from a spool of thread, maybe in your own experience, how much you would need to decorate whatever you'd like. If you just want to, sell your initials on the back of your underwear, that might take less than a spool. But if you want to go,
That's worse.
Just
Right,
make
so's
it-
her true name.
My intention is to make my cloak match my outfit a little bit better. That's
Okay.
all I want.
Gotcha.
I think we should get a donkey.
How much is a donkey?
I think it's like 8 gold.
We have party funds still.
There are party funds, and in fact, let me bring
I'll
up
take care of it.
Chapter 5. Let's go to mounts. Donkeys are. There we go.
Really, animals are really expensive.
8 gold pieces for a donkey. You are in springtime, so food and water, you may not necessarily have to bring extra stuff. But you would need an 8 gold piece donkey or mule, and if you want a pony, they're 30 gold. You can have your little pony, and then you would just need a little bit of some to rig him to the cart, tacking.
Would like a pony, please. I don't really need a pony. I would just like one.
Peggy Sue kind of huffs a little bit.
It's too bad Peggy
no,
Sue isn't
I mean-
here.
Peggy Sue needs a big brother. See, and I don't know how long has it been since Peggy Sue went on her delivery mission.
Right. Because you sent Peggy Sue off with your manuscript note to deliver your not resignation from the services of Ripple Flowerfield and family. Peggy Sue will have come back. I mean, she could fly. As the familiar flies. It's fairly direct, and it's not like this town has anti-aircraft turrets set up to shoot down any sort of flying familiars or other entities.
I mean, it kind of does. So that's
Well,
Has anti-fae and anti-vampire flowers around, so if they have ranged attacks, that's a problem.
So I just wanted to find out how long it had been because I thought we were gonna head out get to Greenshield, Greenfield, Green Place just as quick as we could.
Greenshield, yeah.
Yeah. So aside from a camel, an elephant, or a warhorse, the other types of beasts of burden are available here, including ponies. Because there is a lot of wealth here, and people breed them for show, or for just presents to give to other people who want to take care of animals. So I will leave this up to you. If you want to purchase a donkey or a mule, it's 8 gold. A pony would be 30 gold. There are mastiffs. If you want a guard dog, is 25 gold. A draft horse is 50. And a riding horse is 75.
Yeah, I think a mule is probably the most practical choice.
Yeah.
So,
Cheaper.
Conjure Peggy Sue.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, this is so cute. The punchy Pegasus.
It is. It is very floofy.
Would you like a big brother? I can get you a full big brother, but it would be really expensive, or like a half big brother, which would be actually like a quarter big brother because you're worse. He says she's okay with the mule. Okay, thank you.
And none of you can contest that, right? Because only Bright can talk to her familiar.
True.
Well,
Okay,
can
keep
understand, but oh gosh, that is that's a floofy familiar.
Oh my god. You kill me every time.
All right, so you want a donkey? Do you want more than one donkey? And do you also want a cart of your own? Carts are 15 gold. If you wanted a cart. A wagon is 35.
I don't think we need all those expensive things. We probably would be okay with just saddlebags, like a pack saddle, because we don't really have any really bulky stuff that needs a cart. We just have a lot of weight,
We
Okay.
actually
and also
have
we're all really
tents.
weak.
The
Still
tents-
fit on a pack saddle.
Oh, they would? Okay.
Had a power outage. Am I still alive?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
You have a lot of pets though, so
No, but they don't.
That's on
They don't
you
need-
to take care of them.
They don't need wagon space.
Okay. Then
it's hard to carry a chicken and a potted plant at the same time.
Hey, I know an idea. You can leave Herbert behind.
No, I'm taking good care of it.
That thing snaps at us all of the time.
Well, maybe you should be nicer to him.
Norlai. that has nothing to do with the fact that he snaps at us.
Well, he doesn't stab at me.
That's perfectly fine, but we're all going to be crammed into the same cart, and I don't want to get bitten. Bright doesn't want to get bitten, right?
So we should get another cart.
I don't want to.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm not buying another cart.
And bulky, and they get in the way, and they slow you down, and they're a big pain. And I don't think we should get one. I think Norlai can just carry Herbert. That would be okay, wouldn't it?
Okay, so Matty, how much room is in DJ's cart?
DJ has he travels rather lightly, and so he pulls around a cart just in case he sees something. He picks it up along the way, so there's probably room for a couple 100 pounds of supplies in his, or a couple 100 pounds could get eaten up pretty quickly if someone rides in the back, like a couple people depending on your all's weight. So if you want to load it up, he's carrying his own cart because he's a strength bard of all things, and so he'll be hauling it along. And then if you do get a donkey with saddlebags, then you could load that other donkey up with other things, food or tents. You said that you wanted to put across its back.
Okay. I don't know. I just don't want that thing growing big and fighting us.
You could put it in the back of the cart and kind of strap it in so it can't really, unless you get close to it, it can't really get close to you.
I don't know. I have seen some plants hop.
Mm-hmm.
We have...
What do you want to do?
Norlai. Why is it that you bring the bitey thing?
Oh. Do we have audio?
Oh, sorry, I was typing something.
Oh, all right.
What did you guys say?
Why do you bring the bitey thing?
Mm-hmm.
Because he's my friend. He's very nice to me.
And
friend.
he is
he's
actually
smart, and he can track down vampires.
true. He's actually pretty useful. I mean, potentially, at least.
Within 10 feet, maybe.
At least I know what to keep the corpse at bay with.
Who is going to go procure the donkey?
Are we buying this for party gold?
Yeah,
Alright.
I don't have any money.
I'm in charge of that.
Celine bought Beep Boop. That seems logical. It would be a party asset, Beep Boop.
So now we have a donkey in our possession, and we're down to 69 gold.
Really? Do you want to name the donkey?
Yeah, it might take a minute though. I gotta think of one really good.
If you want the saddlebags, it's 4 gold also.
Okay.
I think we need that.
Okay. We're down to 65. For party gold purposes, are we saving up for something, or are we just spending it when we can?
I don't know.
I don't think
Do
we have
I
anything
look
specific
like
we
I
need.
know the first thing about financing an adventuring party? Do I?
So
Yeah, you kind of have that vibe.
You must maintain the compound interest, and right now it is simply in a holding pattern. It is not creating nor here building in any form or function. Who's speaking now?
yeah, so we don't really have a lot of money. So I mean, there's things I would like to buy too, but we don't really have that much money. And I know we need to save up for armor for you, or at least we were talking about that. And I mean, I might
Why?
need
He's already dead.
I don't want him to be more dead.
No.
He's at the optimum level of dead already.
potentially reverse it if that's at all possible.
I mean, I'd really like to. So, and I mean, I know there are spells that can do it. We just need to get Celine up to level 17. That's all.
My thoughts exactly out of character.
But until that happens, I would like to keep you from getting killed again.
Yeah, keep me from getting bopped. Well, there's always the option of picking up a few new tricks. But I think I'm a little far out from that. Yes.
All right, so Mordecai goes to purchase a donkey. The seller tells you it'll take a little bit of time and practice. You can call it whatever you want. He's called this donkey Haya for a very long time because that just seems to get its attention.
Hiya, hi.
And then the saddlebags were an extra 4. Do you want a riding saddle to go with the donkey? If so, he can sell you one new for 10 gold pieces, or he can sell you in one that has been gently pre-owned for 6.
Would that also work with the saddlebags?
Yes.
Okay. Do we want to ride
Really
that?
necessary?
Yeah, not right now.
I mean,
One that's a pack mule for most.
this is a pack mule, and if it has to carry one of us, then it can't carry as much stuff. So I think it should just use the pack saddle.
It's true.
Okay. And then, is there anything else that you wanted to pick up from the breeder here?
Something you wanted to get, right?
Well, not really. I mean, not from the donkey store. But in case, so if Piggy Sue gets smushed again, I am out of incense, and it costs 10 gold. But I don't know that she will or will not get smushed again, or whether there'll be incense in Greenshield. But I would like to buy 10 gold worth of incense, and I used to have gold, but now I'm broke. So I'm down to only 4 gold of myself. So I would need some party funds gold in case she gets smushed.
Oh.
Anyone object? I don't think anyone would.
Did you want a bit and bridle in order, if you did want to hook it up to DJ's cart?
I mean, we're gonna need a bridle anyway, so that we can lead it around.
Yeah.
Does that not come with it?
No, he'll sell you a set for 2 gold though.
I feel like we're really getting nickel and dimed by this donkey salesman.
A little bit, yeah.
He slaps Haya like right on the back. This is a good donkey right here. This is a high quality donkey.
Is he trying to get us to buy floor mats and undercoating too?
Well, he will offer you premium. Shoes for the road, and these things that will tie around its equivalent of knees, called mud flaps. And so as it's kind of strolling along, as it's kicking, it'll keep mud from spraying up.
I don't think we need
2
those.
weeks worth of food and we got a deal.
A week's worth of food on top of what?
2. Just on top of all the whole purchase we've made.
Oh, all right. All right. So Mordecai wants to, kind of power through this. That's fine. Why don't you make me a persuasion? Just give me a straight up persuasion.
Oh.
I can't do that. I'll give you a day's worth. Use it. You can use it as an emergency ration.
It's at the... If I may. Well, is his rations, out in display, that kind of thing? Hey, this is what we got in stock. Everything's just in front. Grab, bring it back, pay for it kind of situation? Convenience store?
This is probably out in the yard when, Mordecai was looking, not gift horses in the mouth, but gift donkeys. So there's a trough of food, but there's probably not the sacks of grains or other things that would be kept outside just due to rain and whatnot. It is springtime, you are getting a lot of spring showers and such.
Okay. Never mind then.
how much was the bridle?
2 gold, and he'll give you 1 day of feed to go with the donkey named Haya, unless you want to rename it, in which case you just got to keep calling it something. And the warranty is as is. Once you drive it off the lot, it you get what you get. It does. I don't know. Tell you what, you can make a medicine or an animal handling here just to see.
Who, me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. You've been sent out to go purchase a donkey.
Hey,
Woo!
that's a crit.
Woo, Lordy. That's a 22. All right, Mordecai. So you go and Haya's a good donkey. He's yeah. You're paying full price and you're getting a full donkey here. It does have its teeth. It seems to be bright-eyed and not bushy-tailed. That'd be an interesting breed though. But yeah, you have a pretty healthy donkey, and so maybe this poor donkey salesman here just he can't afford to throw in like a whole week's worth of feed, but he did throw in the one for you, and you know what? Maybe it's all those other donkey salesmen that have really just sort of overcast the reputation of this one, and made him seem a little shady.
Alright, so I've got a donkey, and we're down 15 gold out of party funds.
Yep, donkey, saddlebags, and bit and bridle.
It's true.
Is the donkey like the standard gray color?
It could be a gray donkey or that kind of rusty brown donkey, whichever you'd like, Mordecai.
He's gray.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh dear.
So if we want to pick up some incense, we can do that for you, Bright.
Unfortunately, his tail falls off, so you got to pin it back on every once in a while.
Oh, I would really like that.
Just in case Peggy Sue goes poof again.
And hopefully she won't. But and I really like this look for her. Because look how cute.
I know.
But I have other cute options for her too. So, in case we just need to change the way she looks. Although this is a pretty good form, it can do lots of things. So maybe she'll keep it. And I probably can't bring it back because, we only got this form because of a wild surge. So.
Yeah. Just kind of happened that way. That's not usual, is it?
Oh, this is not the usual kind of familiar. But it's okay. She can do lots of things, and she's learned to fly really well, and she hardly ever bumps into walls and doors anymore. So I'm pretty happy with her.
That sounds like a good pitch for a used familiar salesman right there. That's almost doesn't fly into doors and windows anymore. It's getting there. This familiar right here.
See if we can find some incense for you then.
Okay.
Incense is available at various locations in various fragrances at market price.
Okay. Do they have unicorn flavored?
Probably not unicorn flavored, but if there's a fruit or floral scent or flavor, then it would be there.
Purple on the fringes. So I'm gonna go with lavender.
Okay, it's there.
Okay, there we go.
How many are you getting?
One.
Just one? Okay.
Hopefully she won't get smushed more than once.
Alright. So that is paid for. Out of party funds.
Thank you.
There you
Thank you.
go. The whole purpose that we have this stuff.
Where have you been, my lover?
Hey, Doric the Merciless, thank you very much. Doric, I've been on a 2-week... to call it a vacation, honestly, I'll call it a working staycation. So it's effectively I'm doing everything I always have been, except I haven't been broadcasting. As I'm still getting a bunch of stuff done behind the scenes. But that's where I've been. I'm still here. I just hadn't been broadcasting, and you know what? We're going to get back into it. With starting on Tuesday, and then Wednesday through Saturday will be some fun and excitement, and maybe some raffles also for our 1-year anniversary. All right, so we've done some shopping. Do any of the rest of Yuns or yins, depending on your region. Do you need anything else?
Jade nor lie.
I'm still
And to be
thinking of
fair,
a good
I have
name.
a giant bag full of 19 rations, so we've got plenty of food. So we're good to head out?
Ready?
Off
All
we
right,
go
if
then.
y'all are ready. And Dorak the Merciless, if you're talking about your minis, I did send those out. They should have been sent to the address that you gave me. So if they haven't arrived, let me know. Because even despite any blizzards or anything, I would hope that they'd have gotten to you. All right, and you all are ready. Sorry, I had to make sure I was talking to Dorak. That was an important question there. I wanted to get back with him on. Okay. So we now sort of fast forward back through the shopping and whatnot. You know, there's Jade, there's DJ the Minotaur. You've talked, you've synced up. There is now a gray donkey with saddlebags who can be led along, and all of you. I guess if I'm technically counting the familiars and the pets, I've lost count. Especially because if you remember, Jack has not been around. I know Celine's not here, so I will represent Celine. But Jack was a blue fox thing that was kind of a part of her, with her, spying on her, something. But Jack hasn't been around since the other night when Celine had encountered these Fomorians out in the hills. So I guess you gain a donkey and you lose a blue fox.
Did she ever get, like, she was trying to see if she could sense him somewhere. She never got that sense, did she?
No. Jack cannot be sensed.
Well, did anyone really like him? That's the question.
I mean, I was really curious about him, and he seemed to like me. He even asked me to make a deal with him to, like, infect me like he infected Celine, but I told him I didn't want to. So I'm really curious where he went and what happened to Celine and the Fomorians and that whole thing, but I wasn't there for that, and Celine's not here for this, so maybe I'll talk to her about it later.
Yeah. To be fair, I didn't like the way that Jack did things, so...
Me too. He was kind of a pain, but I was still curious about him.
It's true. It was an oddity, for sure.
All right, then.
Off we go.
Off you go. For several days now, then, you're going to be traveling southwest. You are going to be... you're still going to be in proximity of these flowers causing this wild magic for several days, especially because you have to go at a diagonal down through them. So it is something to still be aware of. You know, are they more potent, less potent? Well, that'll be up to you all here. To determine, to experiment, or to just not have to worry about. Along the way, I can imagine that you're going to want to talk. I mean, look, you have DJ the Minotaur, you have each other, and whatever it is that you would wish to do. And from your past conversations, I'm sure that you will be on the lookout if you find any evidence of vampires that are camping in the wilderness outside of Snam-Fi. But you're not going out of your way to look for them, correct? Or are you?
That's up to everyone else.
It's more of a Celine plotline. I didn't even... I mean, I only have third-hand information about it, so...
Jade is keeping an eye out for the Fae and Fangs things. she has a job to do. Though, to be fair, she probably spends most of her time right along the cart, making odd noises on a strange little harmonica.
You've been practicing. Getting better.
Oh, that's really good. How, where did you learn that song?
Song?
What you were just playing?
Was assuming that she was improving.
Thought maybe it was like an old human song. I don't know. Sometimes, I mean, gnomish music is kind of hard to understand. It's very different from human music because, so the usual tradition among gnomes is that music is always played by a one-man band. So it's, you've got your drums and your trumpet and your harmonica and your cymbals, and you play them all at once. And that's how we do it.
Is that
But
typically by wizards with like a mage hand or something?
I mean, a lot of gnomes do know Mage Hand, because a lot of us are wizards, and a lot of the rest of us will learn a couple of cantrips here and there. And almost every gnome knows how to make little illusions. So, yeah, that's one way we can do it. But I think also sometimes it's just a talent that we have.
Like, I will admit I can't play multiple instruments at once.
I never learned to play music. It wasn't a thing I was good at. I'm better at drawing things.
Everyone has their talent.
Music is not my talent. Although, well, out of Snamfi, maybe I could play a song, but I can't because it's Snamfi, so never mind.
He just takes out his pan flute and starts playing it a little bit as well.
Oh, thank you so much.
Jade looks to DJ as he's probably pulling his own cart, and as Mordecai is going away on his own little, wonderful music. I imagine it's quite sensual as he ends up playing through the air. Really makes the trip go faster. She more often looks at DJ like, is he going to join in or just kind of take a moment to start hitting that cowbell in the wonderful rhythms that he does?
So DJ is very... he is very adaptive, and if you start playing, he'll find some way to try and support or harmonize, and that could come through a kind of a nasal humming that he can do as a minotaur. It could come with the rhythm of him tugging the cart, through a bell, or just through the creak, 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 creak to set a tempo. And so he'll find different ways to accent, you're focusing on the harmonica, you're focusing on your music there. And so he is just listening and adaptive. I mean, he could be tugging and he'll just turn his ears around and just sort of listen to you also for a while.
Yeah.
You have been getting better though, Jade.
She looks to Mordecai like the hardest thing she could possibly do is just accept a compliment from the corpse amongst them. She tries to give a solemn nod like she just doesn't have the energy to argue or even snap at him at this point. More often than not, trudging along, she just keeps looking to DJ for some reason.
DJ's in high spirits. He and that being said, though, you have a rapport with him. Let's see. There's a time where he can pull you to the side and ask if things are... Jade, are you okay? You look at me often.
Maybe I just want to remember this. I want to remember before it goes away. DJ? Uh, DJ. Bringer of Muzak. Yes, they always go away. That's the problem. They always go away. There's never a... She starts ripping at her own hair as though trying to get a bit of concentration, then looks back to Mordecai. Instead of anger, though, at this point, so it's almost that little bit of somberness before snapping back to forward and...
No, you stop that! He comes over and as you're pulling at your hair, he grabs your wrist firmly. He's not going to break your wrist, but he grabs it firmly. No. You have the music. Always. Even if I die. Even if who gave you that harmonica dies. The music is here. And he taps your chest. You have the music in you. Always now. It is inside you. Tap, tap. If I die, which will happen, it's still here. And it will be here and there. And to whomever you spread the music, Jade.
It's insidious like a plague, isn't it? Yeah, yes, you're of course right, DJ. Her words not really sinking in, and maybe she's just trying to humor him. Though I think this might be the first time she's ever humored anyone in her existence at this point. She starts to continue along. It'll take a few minutes, but I'm not going to distract too much further. But she does start to drift towards Norlai. The stumble, you can see she's a little bit of a stumble. Maybe she's just exhausted. Maybe hungover completely. Possible. Completely. But she continues on. They can't seem to get to the town soon enough. Maybe too quickly.
After this exchange, DJ will still sing, and he'll still, kind of creak along and try and make music as he can. But Jade, just as you were sneaking glances at him before you sort of built to this moment, he will be going out of his way in order to, if he sings a song, he's going to tell you that this song is an old sea shanty. And it's from Candor, or here is a fun little ditty that he picked up and upped. And he can't really speak Gnomish that well, right? But you get that it as an origin. And
That's
so
okay.
In his own way, DJ is kind of very clumsily trying to back up the point that he made to you, Jade, where it may change or it may not be accurately presented, but the music does live on from people who created it and are no longer around.
Hardly anyone speaks Gnomish except for gnomes, so I'm just glad you gave it a try. I have an idea. Mordecai, do you think you could repeat the sea shanty that you heard when you tried to contact Tibba and see if DJ knows what it is?
That's a thought.
Ah.
I am going to attempt to recreate it, put it together, and kind of fumbling through it a little bit to get the notes right, but attempt to recreate the song.
You can give me a performance at advantage.
I am excellent at this, but
Either that or Jade was going to pick your brain.
It's not very
A
excellent.
12 or a 13, huh? All right.
That's a natural 4. Which
You know,
equates it to a 13.
Do you
but
need
yes.
some luck?
You know, if you hadn't had it, yes, that would be awesome.
Mhm.
Oh, Noralai, do you want to give Mordecai some luck? Okay.
You can do it.
Okay.
Just think
so
harder.
do I roll again?
Or like
You
it's to
roll a
roll a
d4
d4.
and you add it.
Roll a d4 and add it. Okay.
Potential for up to 17.
That brings it to a 16.
Okay. So you're
Is a plus 9.
you're having a little bit of how did it go? And Norlai, you're I'm speaking openly to all of you as PCs are in the audience here, but Norlai, as you go to invoke this, you feel like a little resonance in the crystal in your chest, and it just sort of like manifests, and Mordecai just aha, as like kind of little sparkles just sort of like dance around his brain, and he catches on to the sea shanty as best as he could, and on my part, I think I have heard that let me think more, Mordecai. Mordecai. And I want to be sure. There are many songs from many places, and many may sound the same. Give me time, and perhaps sing it once more for me. Not now, but after I think I have an idea.
Okay. The only reference I have is that I heard a kid singing it. That's all I know.
Okay.
If you want, I can go digging in the head meat.
Do you want to try and recreate it? Is that I don't know what you would want to go digging around there for. I mean, I'm pretty sure I was.
Okay, sure.
Authentic.
Sure. Do you accept Jade digging around in your headmate? Because if I recall, you can still take the option to fail a save.
Regarding that song, yes.
So here's how this happens.
Okay. I'm paying attention.
Jade
Come up and say it.
looks to the corpse, Mordecai, and you can see her tattoos starting to move, shift, and you can even see them starting to move closer to her mouth, making almost like tattooed fangs on her lower lip for a second. And at that moment, she starts digging around, and she has the song ripped out of your head. She proceeds, then, and you've chosen to fail it. So she's going to grab a few little tidbits because, while she's down this aisle of your particular memory, it might be good to snag this little bit of your childhood. So we'll save that for later. Proceeds to go to DJ and more accurately express it in a way that only Mordecai can think. Using Awakened Mind. It literally, almost like a recording, she starts to display and give him a bit of Mordecai's head meat, just kind of forcing the song to play itself over and over and over and over and over until it's very clear what he's listening to.
Okay. So as you make this connection, as you are the medium from Mordecai to DJ, we are going to have a wild magic event occur. Would you kindly roll me a D100, and we'll see what spice gets added to this to this event.
could have sworn it was slash or
Slash
Never
roll
mind.
or slash art.
Okay.
is this the fireball moment we've all been waiting for?
Oh,
No.
this is- we have
Okay.
a boring one right now.
Ooh, okay. I'm going to leave this open to your interpretation, Derek, as Jade. With the result of a 39, the manifestation on the chart is you regain 2d10 hit points. As the spell that has invoked this is a link between minds. In some way, if there is something, I mean, 2d10 is not necessarily a lot, and I don't want you to change or break your character if it will, but if there's something in your brain that you would like to have healed, that could be thematic to DJ or Mordecai as an influence. So it could be an override of memories, it could be a replacement, it could be suddenly you make a connection that you hadn't before. But something in your brain just sort of like, I don't know, it kind of settles as the magic and electricity is flowing through. So this is not a prompt to change your personality or anything along those lines, but this is a way for you to heal your brain in whatever way that you think, whatever unique wiring and fashion Jade is wired. Something healing-ish in a capacity occurs. All right. So we have this connection go on, and so Jade, you're channeling this. And with the unique circumstances that's occurring here, we really have just even more than a thought to thought or a brain to brain connection. That's an interesting suggestion. DJ's eyes open wide at, inspiration. That's it. I didn't think of this before. It is a Shadahar sea shanty.
Shadowheart.
I'm
Words
not surprised at all.
are odd, but things change in translation. I know I don't speak many languages, but I still try. And he starts. His production is an approximation of what you are producing, Mordecai, but it's pretty well the same. And he gives you a couple. He gives you a couple. So in Shadowheart style sea shanties, they have a particular cadence. I'm not very musically inclined myself, so I wish I could give you, good vocabulary to fill in. But we'll just have to kind of. I'll present it that way, and you can fill it in yourself here. And you've been around. You weren't exactly on the ship or in the port as the original characters were when they were encountering sailors from the Shadowheart Empire themselves. But you know what? It's something that's a profession, and you've wandered around. And the looming threat of the invasion isn't recent news. You would have heard it in many years of your travel as things keep getting closer and closer to something happening. And so with these points, it does sound like he was singing, at least in a cadence or with some of the themes of the sea shanty. It was Shadowheart based.
That's odd. Very, very odd.
I'm not surprised at all. I mean, we know. Let me guess. The lyrics are like an old style dialect. That's not very current. I'm not surprised at all. I mean, we know the vampires took him, right? And we know that the vampires originate from Shadowhar. So why wouldn't the vampires boat? Why wouldn't they have taken him somewhere? So here's a thought. We know that you have trouble with running water. Does an ocean count as running water?
That's the question, isn't it? I would venture to guess yes, because waves.
I mean, maybe if there's an ocean
But
current,
it's not
it's
running.
running water.
It's kind of just standing in place,
No.
or like jogging in place.
But
Next time we're at the beach, we'll have to see if you can go in the water.
we also have to take into consideration that
I'll bring the rock.
Mesophasta's weather is all over the place, all of the time, so that affects the ocean.
Yeah.
I don't know that I want to go on the ocean, but if we need to, that's a whole nother thing.
It's for science.
I mean, we're going to a port city anyway. We're going to Old Port, right?
Maybe if we ever get to Greenfield, though.
You are for sure going to encounter running water, at least after several days of travel, as there is the Perfume River that does run down from the mountains and out to the sea.
I have to deal with that again. I think we handled it last time, so.
By climbing up on top of the cart. Yep.
No, maybe there. I said, was that the same river, or was that just like a stream that was like over here?
It was a stream.
Okay, so it'll probably be harder, so we might have to do something different. But there'll probably be a bridge, so that'll probably help us too.
That would be ideal.
All right.
Yeah,
Oh, go ahead.
I'm just ready to continue.
Okay. Continue you shall.
And as we continue, just one little note.
Sure.
Jade, rather than this, her hunched over form, at this point seems to be walking actually surprisingly straight, and even goes so far as to straighten her own hair as she starts to walk along with the rest of you.
Okay.
Heel to toe, in fact.
Heel to toe. Oh my. Well, and here I've been drinking directly from a pitcher without my pinky out. That's There we go.
I'm just gonna watch. I'm not gonna say anything right away. I'm just gonna watch and see how she is. Holds. I don't want to say anything yet.
So the journey continues. You've spent a day walking outside of Snamfi, and you're making these connections. You find a place to camp for the evening. Wake up. Day starts out beautiful. Mountains are always in the background. You really can't go anywhere in Mesophasta without the mountains just looming. And it does feel like it's gonna rain, right? Things are a little still. The air feels a little heavier. You just get that taste or that smell. And as the day does progress further on, you see that it continues to get darker and darker. Despite the sun's best efforts, there are storm clouds. A nice, cool spring storm is brewing. The flowers, just the miles and miles, the acres of flowers all around you are swaying, making, ocean waves just of flowers that are beautiful. Pollen and bees and other things are kind of blowing around. And it's getting a little stormy. Pitter patter, pitter patter. And a little bit of rain turns into more rain. And then the sky really opens up, as if a bolt of lightning tore it open, and that was the signal to go. It's a cold rain, for those of you who care about it. It's not cold enough where you can see your breaths, but it's It's just on that verge. One of those just bone-soaking rains. As none of you are especially covered or protected from it.
So, does the rain count as running water?
It doesn't seem so, no.
That's good news. So is this like a map that we're looking at? Should we put tokens on the map?
Yeah, go ahead and put tokens on the map for me, please. And we'll see what happens.
Oh, that's a thing.
Oh, I guess I don't have a token. Let me a few seconds to make one.
Yep, no problem.
Are we out flower fields now?
Say it again.
Are we out of the flower fields now?
No, you're not.
Okay. Make sure.
Tokens for DJ and the donkey. Various carts. All these things.
I don't... unless you all know where I can find a cart asset. I wasn't able to find one in a quick search. I know there's where there's horses, though. Or, you know, something kind of akin to that here. Or maybe not a donkey, but a horse. So you have a gray one? Yeah, there we go. We'll just put that out there. Whoop, we got to stretch you out. Whoop.
So players can't use the web search. So
there
can't
is a
help
search in the it is a premium asset. I didn't look at what it would cost to pick it up. But just we'll roll with it for right now. See if there's something else. In fact, maybe what I could do is let's see. We have a cart that's pulled by a minotaur here. We will. Yeah, this will work. This one's called Sleeping Male, and he's sleeping on a brown sleeping bag. So there you go. We have a cart, and we need to put a minotaur in, and we will do so.
Oops.
Oh, and we need to put Celine on there too.
Oh, yes. There we go. And Celine is located. There. Ta-da! Beep boop. Celine online. Danger.
okay, that's good news.
Presence of water detected. Actually, I wonder, can that be pulled down to be a token? Nope. Maybe not. Nope. All right. I tried. All right. So while we're producing, or while we're getting a while we're getting a jade token, I'll continue to describe what's happening here. You all are trudging for a bit through the rain. Shiver, shiver. The donkey doesn't seem to mind it. Haya is good. Is this? Can I sort of pull that over. Alright, I'm gonna have to... Alright, how do I get that token over here? Alright, I'll tell you what, Derek. I can get your token over in just a second. What I'll do is I will finish...
no worries, just continue on.
Yeah, I'll finish the description, and then we'll see what we can do to get her over in there. Alright, so... Thunder and lightning, it's very, very frightening me, and perhaps the rest of you, and I'm the one telling the tale. The road is getting a little muddy, a little hard to continue traveling. DJ is singing a spiritual song to the heavens, and the eternal optimist. I mean, you can see that he's kind of bristling a little bit, and he does shake. He does shake water off of himself, and he's doing his best to stay cheering, continue trotting on, but it's getting more difficult to do so as the ruts in the grass are just now really turn into mud. And that's kind of quasi-represented by the yellow lines here. As you're walking through the fields, there is a large pond that is off to the side and is surrounded by trees that have trunks of various diameters and a lot of tall grass or other kinds of shrubbery, which in a battlefield style condition, should it come to that, could be used to hide in, but would also count as difficult terrain. You see very faintly through the gloom and the rain, which is limiting vision. There is a little cabin. Bob Ross would be absolutely proud. There is a little cabin by the pond here, and there is a weak light that is shining out from a window from this cabin that's by the pond. But there is no other obvious evidence. There's no other, there's not a cart and another donkey parked, so to speak, outside. And this is the current situation. As you all are, we're kind of on the...
Are we all thinking that we might need to stop because of the difficulty trudging through, or are we just plowing through the rain?
That's up to you all. I'm presenting a scene with which you can interact. It is becoming more difficult to travel, and with the rain, you may become fatigued over time, but it's not affecting you currently. Well, I don't know, Mordecai, you're kind of not in that.
I generally don't experience fatigue.
Yeah, so it's very kind of you to consider those of your companions, the needs of your companions.
Of course.
DJ would need a place to end up resting his hooves, so I would imagine finding some warmth.
What time is it?
It is... It's 2 p.m. or thereabouts.
So, does anybody know how long the rain usually lasts for in this area? Does this look like a storm that's going to go on for a long time, or is it just going to rain and then poof, it's done?
It's kind of random. You can never tell.
It's been building for a while, and you don't see an eye of the storm, and the horizon is just as dark, as every place else. So it doesn't look like you're going to hit a respite sometime soon.
Yeah.
That's disappointing. It rains a lot in Oct, but usually it's warmer. I don't really like this rain. It's cold and icky, and you can't tell, but my floofs are getting stringy.
Well,
His hair is like it's straight right now. Yeah. What did you say, Jay?
We'll have to redo them when we end up entering inside.
That's okay. So is this area over here, is this passable? What, is it just part of work?
Oh, there is, so yeah, that area is kind of what you're seeing here, just off to the side. I didn't want to scribble in a bunch of purple or whatnot because it's everywhere else is like low-lying flowers and other things. So the yellow's kind of the outline of the road and the ruts that have been made by folks traveling this way before. So you can go off-road, yes. It is passable. You might hit some rough spots, but for the most part, mechanically, I'm really just worried if you travel through the green squiggles. And behind this area, it's pretty much open. We can imagine there's a couple trees there. If you wanted to just sort of cut over diagonally, or if you want to continue down, you're welcome to do so as well.
Well, I think we should just go ahead and cut across, I guess. I mean, I don't want to get too rained on.
Might get a little bit muddier off the road, but
We might, but
We could just sit under a tree until it stops.
yeah, but we might get hit by lightning. You shouldn't sit under a tree in a rainstorm, so I've heard. Heard of anyone who actually got hit by lightning doing that? I mean, I know lots of people who got hit by lightning in wizard school, but that's kind of a...
it's kind of forced lightning.
It's a rite of passage.
Yeah. But I know it's not very fun, and I don't want it to happen again.
We call that initiation.
Well, if there's the cabin up there, we could potentially ask them to host us for the night.
It doesn't hurt to see if they're willing to take us in. We can always go over there. I mean, we don't have to go there. If it turns out that
We don't have
it's
much
bad,
to
we
go
could
off
just leave
either.
again.
Yeah.
Maybe it's, I mean, maybe if nothing else, they'll have like a barn or something.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
Then I believe we're decided.
okay.
I'm using Celine is your perception monkey right now. She's pretty good at it, and she likes being the observant type here. You all are making plans about where to go and what to do. She notices that unless it's because the rain has gotten a little heavier, the light that was in the window seemingly has gone out. And she's also noticing that despite there being a chimney on a chilly, rainy day, there is no smoke coming out of the chimney.
Okay. So I think we should go a little closer. How far away are we? 1, 2, 3. I don't know. It's a long way. 3, 4, 5, 10, 20. Yeah, we're too far away. I need to go at least 40 feet closer.
If you all want to sneak forward, you're welcome to do so. There's no initiative going on.
Yeah. I would like to come over here.
Okay.
Anyone else coming with me?
Yeah, I'll come with you.
I'm gonna stay with Bryson.
Okay.
Hiya.
I like both of those names. I don't know why everybody always wants to pick just one name. It's so boring.
You have more than one?
I have like 8.
Jeez.
Those are just the ones I remember. But if somebody called me by one of the other ones, I'm sure it would, jog my memory. Okay, so I'm going to poof up Peggy Sue.
Okay.
I'm going to misclick and break my entire roll 20. Oh no, it's getting worse.
Roll 20 is
Okay.
working so much.
No, it's my fault. I just couldn't do it properly. So I'm gonna go ahead and conjure up Peggy Sue, and I'm gonna have her fly over and look through the windows, and I'm gonna look through and see what she sees.
Okay. So Peggy Sue is flying over, kind of putting her hooves up against the window here. Your eyes kind of, I don't know, roll back, or they do something magical and thematic. I'm having Celine kind of be a halfway point. Like she's observant, but I don't know if you're sneaking, she's not the sneaky type, so she doesn't want to jeopardize anything along those lines. All right, now Bright, you can give me a perception through Peggy Sue's eyes.
Should I use the Peggy Sue stats or Bright's?
I think you use Peggy Sue's when you're looking through your familiar's eyes.
Okay. Have you ever given me stats for the new Peggy Sue?
Well, it's getting kind of late. I reckon I just got to save our game here, and
Remind me tomorrow, and maybe we'll have a Monday's day.
Jeez, Matt.
I am literally the worst. All right. So I'll tell you what. You know what? Hang on. I have a monster manual open. We'll treat her. We'll treat her like a unicorn, and I'll see what a unicorn has.
I would do like a combination of a unicorn and an owl.
Because unicorns do have really, really high stats.
Probably
I wasn't
so.
sure if we wanted to use that.
If it's redonkulous, I'll take a little bit off, but let's see. They have a +3 wisdom, and I'm not seeing that they have any sort of specialty in I guess listening or sensing in some way. That being said, it doesn't.
+3.
Yeah, it's a +3. So yeah, go ahead and roll d20 with a +3, and we'll see what you get.
Okay. Oh.
Okay.
Window's really foggy.
Yeah. So, Bright, you're looking through Peggy Sue's eyes, and she gets up really close, and just you get the little hooves kind of going up there, and just in a flash, a very literal flash, lightning streaks across the sky. It reflects off the pane, and Peggy Sue sees inside the cabin Peggy Sue staring right back at her. Ah! And a little bit of a startling moment. But she wasn't necessarily able to gauge anything inside the dark cabin, except herself in the rain slick window.
I would like to have her try to fly down the chimney.
Okay. Okay, you can do so. She flips up, and she starts wiggling her way. She starts wiggling her way down, and does a 20 hit Peggy Sue?
That depends on her dexterity. Because she doesn't have any, like, armor. So she would have to... Yeah, 20 was probably hit her.
Okay.
Oh no.
Alright, so she is going to take 3 points of slashing damage.
I don't know how many hit points she has.
Do familiars only have one? Are they a one hit point, or does that depend on the?
It depends on the creature type.
Okay. Let's see. If we treat her like just kind of like a miniature horse. I wonder in miscellaneous creatures. So this is going on the agenda for things to do here. She's kind of small, but she is special also. So we'll LMNO. Polar bear. She's not a polar bear. There's a pony. So something like ravens have 1 hit point. A full-grown pony has 11. A rat only has 1.
A lot of the familiar creatures have -1 from con, but it's all like D4 plus con.
Yeah. All right. So I'll roll. I guess I'll roll a D4, and we'll see. Because if I get a if I get a 4, she's still up. Is that what from the damage there?
It depends on the con bonus you're gonna give her.
Yeah. Well, let's find out. Okay. Apparently, at this moment, she's a little too afeared, and so bright. And don't worry, like in this moment, roll with it because I know I need to give you some stats. That's my fault. So
okay.
I'm not doing this to pick on you and be like, haha, just roll with it and we'll take care of things or make sure we can. So yeah, Peggy Sue pops.
Oh no. I didn't expect that. I only got to use my unicorn plushie once.
What have I done? Oh.
Oh jeez. Well.
Okay. So that oh. Now I'm sad. I mean, I know she'll probably come back because she's come back before, and I'm glad we got incense. I wasn't expecting to need it quite so soon, but I'm surprised that there was a trap in the. But
I was expecting like a sweet old lady or something.
Oh, I thought there might be something down there that was bad, but I didn't think it would. I'm always really sad and I mean, I know she got smushed before and it wasn't so bad, and she came back and I was under a lot of stress. And so it was really sad, and I'm still really sad. But I know she'll be okay, but I don't know if it's scary for her. She didn't want to talk about what it was like when she was poofed. And I don't know if she even understands or remembers, but I'm sure it's really scary for her. So anyway, and see if maybe we can, if we're really lucky, we might be able to get her back the way she was. If we can build the incense fire in the fireplace where she got poofed, she might come back just the way she was. We'll find out. So I really want to go in there now. So I'm gonna step away from everyone else, and I'm gonna cast Mage Armor.
Okay. You're safe.
Okay. And now I'm gonna come over here and try to look through the window myself.
Okay. Now you may make a perception.
Okay. Oh, right. I can't find it. There it is. Oh no.
Uh-oh. All right. You gaze into the window. Water streaks down, and just in a flash, lightning illuminates it, and you see the dreaded reflection of yourself. Aye! You're just so bright that in this dark afternoon, with water coming down this this kind of wobbly, not the most expensive high quality glass, but hey, it's glass all the same. It's very difficult to see inside, but it is dark. I know you have dark vision. Just adding thematic.
No, I know.
Can I see into the windows from where I am?
I would let you. I would let you make a perception at disadvantage because there is rain. Like there's a lot of rain between you and the windows. But yeah, if you wanted to try and peer into or through, or I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll tell you what.
I'll get closer because I want to cast dancing lights in there.
Oh, well, if you want to do that, that's fine. I was going to say, if you want to time it for a lightning flash, you could be, like, super skillful and, you know, wait for the lightning to illuminate everything else and then, like, really try and gaze inside. But if you want to cast dancing lights, you can sneak up and...
Yeah, that's what I want to do.
Okay. Then... Things are happening. I mean, it's pretty heavy thunder and lightning right now. And dancing lights is a cantrip, so I don't know. You know, you try and click that first one in, and unfortunately, just that line of sight's not there. So it kind of like, I don't know, kind of fizzles and sparkles on the window a little bit. You know, I don't know. It's probably a cool display bright to see a dancing light cantrip kind of fizzle on a piece of watery glass for you. But you know what? The inside is lit up from several of the windows, and you just sneak one in there, Mordecai. Now, are you making the little motes of light, or are you making the humanoid figure with dancing lights?
I mean, is there any kind of like difference, really? Like illumination wise?
You might lose out on having wider spread illumination. I don't have the spell in front of me, unfortunately. Okay. Because you can create several smaller orbs or one like bigger orb.
I'll create several small ones, and have one like just kind of like right here, and the rest inside.
Sure. All right, Bright. You're up by the window. I mean, you're kind of having to. I think we'll say that there's a wood pile conveniently that you're able to kind of scrabble atop to look to kind of stand on tiptoe and look through this window here. With the dancing lights inside, even if there is lightning to reflect back off, there's light coming from the inside. You can see that inside are 6 figures. And 5 of them seem to be laying down, taking a nap or whatever. And you do see that there is another figure that is standing over by the chimney and is holding a sword in his or her hand. And just sort of looking around in front. So the person has their back to you, but there is someone who's standing up with a sword and kind of over where Peggy Sue was.
Oh, they must have... I don't know how they knew she was coming. Maybe she made too much noise. So now we know what's going on. There's a bunch of people in there, and one of them poked her with a sword, which makes me really mad. No, I'm really mad at them for poking Peggy Sue with a sword. What do you guys think?
The dancing lights... sorry to interrupt here. I'm kind of doing a little back and forth narration because you're up there while Mordecai is casting into the building here. The dancing lights manifest inside the cabin, and the person starts looking around, and it looks apparent, especially kind of by thrashing and moving, that it's a tiefling inside the cabin, and with a. So kind of a role play. With the back to you here, the figure whips around, and there's a moment where contact is made, like eye contact or just like recognition. You know, you see the person sees you. Bright, Give me a perception at advantage as you're gazing inside and the figure turns around. Woo! Look at that.
Great.
Yeah, look at that.
Percepted.
Yeah, well, look at that 20 on a +0. All right. A moment before the eyes light up in kind of a pale blue, like two little candles inside of kind of a pale sunken feature. Bright, inside this cabin is Raphael.
I didn't expect that.
The eyes ignite, and his mouth opens.
I want to duck out of the way. Of the window so he can't see me.
Okay.
Guys, we have a serious problem here. Everyone, come on, hurry up.
And I am going to need, with that
Can't
urging...
hear you. I'm so far away.
You are far away, and through the rain, you probably can't hear a little gnome whispering to come closer, but I'm going to need initiative from all of you as we are moving into some kind of an encounter. Ooh, nice. Jade's on an 18. Old Mordecai is being very cautious and methodical, is the positive way to express that. Lorelei.
So bright.
Yeah, so bright Mordecai.
Being here is cautious and methodical. That's exactly how I've played this whole encounter.
I don't even know anything's going on.
Yep. Yep, you're kind of getting dragged into this, aren't you? Hey, Celine's a little twitchy, but I mean, she kind of always is. And then I'm going to just have NPCs are just going to go on the bottom of the initiative because they're NPCs. I think that is going to be good for now. I mean, there's pets, but I'm not really necessarily going to worry about initiative for pets here. But what I will roll for now...
We certainly don't have to worry about it for Peggy Sue.
Oh, that's so sad.
Twisting that dagger, it's fine. I deserve it. Okay.
That's okay. I can just play music during the ritual again. It's fine.
All right. So this is going to give us an initiative that I am arranging for you all because unfortunately I don't have tokens. I'm literally the worst at Roll20 here right now. But one day I won't be, I promise. There we go. Oh, between Mordecai and I will put some monster tokens out. I just don't have like little character cards for them, like all like monster stats filled in. I will have tokens for them that I can drag out. So between Mordecai and Bright, who wants to go first?
Do we want to select per turn or just fixed?
You select and you're locked in.
Okay,
Probably let me go first.
go for it.
Sure. Bright and Mordecai. If it means anything to you, Mordecai, you're not last in the initiative, and I'm not counting the NPCs. That would just be mean. Okay. So I have the initiative set up here. Bright, with you saying what you did, I will... Mordecai could have heard you. I'll grant that to you. And then let me see what... Celine probably will. Let's see. She has a 16 passive perception. I'm not even going to roll. So Celine will have heard you, and so as I'm playing Celine bot, maybe she can huddle in on her turn if that's what you want. But we are going to...
I don't think Jade is actually on the map yet.
No, I will. So what I'm going to do? We have our initiative rolled. We're at a bit of a halfway point here, I guess. Before we get into whatever's going to happen, it could be a combat. It could not be a combat. It might be up to you. It might not be. But why don't we take a short break? I'm gonna have to get up and refill my pitcher with some water, maybe use the restroom or whatever. So we'll take a short break. I will download your image in the meantime, and then I'll try and get it uploaded between what we're doing.
Why are you making me kill him again?
Oh, I'm a mean man.
So, how long will the break be?
Let's take well, all right, so even before that, I should say, now, we normally break at, well, it was 2. It was 3. It was 2 because of the time differences. How late do you all have tonight? I know it's a Sunday evening. You all might have something different. It's 1:08 a.m. my time. How much time do you all have to play? Depending.
I can go at least another 2.5 hours if we need to.
I have indefinite time. I don't have anything going on tomorrow.
Okay. Mordecai, Norlai?
I work in the morning, but that's no big.
Norlai? You feeling all right?
I have time, but I'm not feeling 100%. So.
Okay, well, we'll see how this happens. I don't know how long this next part can take. Let's still take let's take 10 minutes. Use the restroom, and I'll get all this stuff set up off camera, and we'll come back and see what occurs.
In the meantime, I'm gonna try and fix my cameras.
Okay, I'll be back at 1:20.
Everyone.
Okay, yep. So it's 1:09, so we'll just say 1:20, and we'll go from there.